So, Universal and Illumination are reportedly closing in on a deal to make a Legend of Zelda movie,
I saw this. I'm
and
actually excited for it.
I'm not,
Oh, why not?
because I think that Illumination did a great job with Mario. Despite
Mhm.
my criticism of it, it's a good movie, um, and that they'll do an even better job with the sequel, and they'll do a great job with most other Nintendo project franchises like Kirby, for example. But nothing they've made has shown me that they're capable of making the type of Zelda movie that I want.
Uh,
I'm sure they would make a fun Zelda movie,
mm,
like they made a fun Mario movie. But just like Mario, I'm not sure it'll be anything remarkable. Um,
ah,
Mario was a speed run of references with pieces of what could have been a very interesting story throughout, but it never really went anywhere in the end. Um, for me, Zelda is got to tell an emotional story that everyone can enjoy and that we'll look back on years later and appreciate, like a Pixar film. Um,
ah,
you
okay.
could say that my expectations are high. Understandably, I would understand if someone were to say that, but I just don't like to settle for mediocrity. And I want
That's
this
real.
movie to be good. Is it Evan Von Doom on Twitter describes what I hope happens in this movie, and he says the funniest thing Illumination could do is make a soft and thoughtful Zelda movie that captures the stoic heroism and beauty of the games and not their usual schlock. No one would expect that. And I'm like, that's what I hope they do. Because, there are examples of other studios out there, a lot of examples that people are posting online, in reference to people like me who aren't completely convinced that they can do it, or, how Sony went from making movies like the Emoji Movie to Spider Verse and Mitchell versus Machines and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. But uh, Illumination hasn't shown that type of growth in anything that they've been making over the last decade or so.
Right.
Um, but yeah, Illumination is a talented animation studio. It's just that their writing doesn't really work for me, and I'm not sure if it necessarily works for Zelda. But like I said at the beginning, this is Universal and Illumination because Illumination is under Universal. Another studio that's under Universal is DreamWorks, who just made a beautiful and thought-provoking film in Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. The team who made that movie, on the other hand, could make a
Mm.
phenomenal Zelda film.
Ooh, true.
So I just don't think. I think that it's fine for Nintendo to put all of their eggs into the basket that is Universal, but not
Mm.
necessarily the basket that is Illumination. I don't think Illumination needs to be making all of the Nintendo films, animated films.
Okay,
I think they
that
need
makes sense.
to disperse that out amongst DreamWorks and Illumination, and I forget the name of the studio, but apparently, Universal is starting another animation studio that's for more mature films because I want a Metroid movie, and the last person I want to make a Metroid movie is Illumination. So
That's real.
it's just like I'm sure it'll be a fine movie. Like I don't think Illumination will make a bad Zelda movie. I just don't think they're gonna make a particularly good one either.
Ah, that makes sense.
But I would understand why. I'm excited for a Zelda movie in general. That's about it. But this also opens the door for a bunch of other stuff like Kirby. They could do Kirby, and I would like that.
Yeah,
You ever watch Kirby Right Back at You?
I love Kirby Right
Uh,
Back at You. That's
that
like peak childhood for
oh
me.
man, that theme song's so good.
So
It's
good.
so
And it's like
unnecessarily good.
every time I ask people about it, they're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "There's no way," because it's like if you watch Sonic X
Oh
growing up,
yeah, I used to
there's
watch
no.
Sonic X and Kirby Right Back at You on Kids WB.
Yeah, there's no excuse. If you watched one, you had to have watched
You
the
had
other.
to, you had to. It was a fun cartoon. And just like they made a reference to the old Mario cartoon in the Mario movie, they at the beginning they have to play the Kirby Right Back at You uh, theme song or opening song.
Right.
They have to.
It's so necessary.
But yeah, I hope it's good. I'll leave it at that.